fight fans. This is Chris Guzman with your weekly Thursday night injection of boxing talk, updates, and all-out arguments. This is your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance. It is Thursday night, February the 21st, 2008. We are live from the Golden Leaf, 651 in Hobart, in the Cigar Lounge. Greatest cigar shop this side of anywhere. My partner in crime, Mr. Garza Romero, is on location. Abel Sotopovinsky Kekabine right here on my left. Mo, what's going on with you?
Not much, man. I got up for the fights up in Cicero and got to take some pictures and put them up on our website this week. I also started a Smug Mug account where you can buy the photos from the fights. It's doing pretty good up there, the pictures and all that.
So is there a link right off of our site that fans can go to?
Right now, if you go on our news site, at the bottom of the write-up, there's a link to the Smug Mug account where you can buy those photos.
So go to Boxing News, off of the BoloPunchBoxingHour.com.
And I'm sure in the future we'll end up getting it on there where there's just a permanent link where you can always go there. It's just basically a brand new site that I just put up in the middle of this week. Timmy hasn't got a chance, and I haven't got together with Timmy yet to set that up.
No, we've been very distant this whole week. I haven't even seen you guys.
It'll be on our links page before the end of the show.
Oh, listen to you. Okay. How's that contact page?
Contact page is doing just fine.
It's still there.
It's still there. It didn't go nowhere.
It's still on my email. I'll get to it. But aside from that, it's pretty exciting up in Cicero. I got to meet Riddick Bowe. He was up there live at the event.
Riddick Big Daddy Bowe.
Got a phone number. Hopefully we can get him on the show here pretty shortly. We're hoping here maybe next week or the week after.
Next week or so. So start getting those questions in. I mean, you spoke to him. I've seen interviews with him in the last couple of years where it's rather difficult to understand what he's saying. The slightly slurred speech.
Yeah, it's not too bad though. When I talked to him, it wasn't that bad. I came up to him and got his phone number, you know, and he goes, "You better write my name." So I go, "How many other heavyweight champs am I taking their phone number down?" I don't remember who it was. He goes, "2-time heavyweight champ."
Excellent. How's your little welterweight at home?
He's doing pretty good. He's actually over at Grandma's house tonight. They watched him last night as well. They've been watching him quite a bit. Amber should be going over there and picking him up tonight. And I'll have him all weekend. So he's been doing pretty good. He got a little cold, but it's not too bad.
Okay, cool.
It's about like everybody else in Northwest Indiana has cold.
I would say, yeah. Timmy the producer Patterson in the house. What's up with you, man?
Not a whole lot, man. Not much going on this week. Went to therapy today. They decided to not have me do a lot of physical activity. Instead, they had me lay on a bench and move my bone around in my leg. That was rather interesting. So that felt really good. But
you actually said it did feel pretty good.
Yeah, actually, after I got done, it didn't feel that good while I was doing it. But after I got done, it's feeling pretty good right now. So.
Lay on this bench and move your bones, sir.
In my leg.
Gotcha.
Not the third leg.
Gotcha.
Take it easy.
Not the gimp leg. It's a family show, yes. Timmy the producer Patterson, please let our listeners know how they get in touch with us tonight. We've got a lot of stuff to cover.
Hotline's open, 219-743-9743. Yahoo Instant Messenger's up, keyword Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, or send us an email at bolopunchboxinghour@yahoo.com.
And this is completely not paid for, but I want to say this segment brought to you by Lenny Kugel's Creamy Dark. Because that's what I'm drinking tonight.
You better have one in there for me.
I've got several in there for you, man. Saturday night, relatively free HBO. We've got unification on the brain. We've got Big Vladimir Klitschko's taking on Sultan Ibragimov. Vladimir Klitschko's coming into this fight 238 pounds. That is the lowest he's weighed since October of 2000. That was the first time that he knocked out Chris Bird. That was the first time he beat Chris Bird. Weighed just a little bit less than 238. I don't know what he weighed for that, but 238 is the lowest he's weighed since October of 2000. Ibragimov is coming in at 219. Also on the undercard, you've got John Duddy, you've got Mean Joe Green, and you've got Keane, who is rapidly becoming one of the more popular fighters out there. He's just...
Amir Khan, you mean, or Keane?
Well, you call him Quillen.
Oh, Quillen, okay.
You call him Quillen.
Now I know who you're talking about.
No. What we should be calling him is Keane.
Keane, okay.
Yeah.
I'll get that wrong next week too, but...
Yeah, when we say, oh, he knocked out this guy in the third round.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
But Duddy, Mean Joe Green, Keane, and of course Vladimir Klitschko.
And Duddy's one of the guys that are up to fight Pavlik here.
Well, it's probably going to happen now that Kelly Pavlik is still undefeated.
Well, it's mainly between him and they're saying actually between him, Trinidad, and one other guy. I can't remember the other guy, but there's 3 guys that they're actually mentioning. And Arab's actually saying that it's probably going to be Trinidad. I'm kind of surprised that he's wanting this guy to fight a guy that a lot of people are saying isn't even making a draw for Jones as one of the top guys, you know.
Interesting. I think I'll be talking a little bit more about that. We'll bring that back up when we talk about the Pavlik fight and actually what ended up happening.
Nice, Tim.
Thank you, Chicago. You rock. We'll just edit that crap out. All of a sudden, I couldn't hear Emil, and he's right next to me. And Tim's all calm over there, so I'm like, okay, everything's fine. And then I couldn't hear myself. I'm like, it's out of my own damn head. All right.
You guys
Let's just start over. Good evening, fight fans.
All right.
You okay?
Yeah, we're fine. Levels are fine. That's why I wasn't doing any movement.
Okay.
You handle that stuff so well.
Well, at least we got... Oh!
We got Klitschko and Ibrahimov this weekend, and it's going to be a pretty tough fight.
Well, I mean, anytime you're talking unification, you know Ibrahimov does not want to be the guy that handed Klitschko a belt. He doesn't want to be the guy. It was going to be Shigev, was going to be fighting Ibrahimov. Those two were going to go at it, and I think of the two, Ibrahimov would have won. Now that Ibrahimov's actually fighting the big dog, I'm not so sure.
I don't know. Ibrahimov said he has a plan here that he thinks he can attack Klitschko in a certain way that he didn't announce his game plan, obviously.
No, you don't want to do that.
But I seen him on Friday Night Fights, and he was saying that he found a hole in Klitschko's game, and he thinks he can beat him.
I respect that. But has there ever been a fighter that has ever
have an idea, some way to beat him?
Has there ever been a fighter to ever put gloves on that didn't, for a second at least, believe? Except for most of Mike Tyson's opponents in the 80s. Didn't believe for a little bit at least. I know what I can do. I know how to beat this guy. Guys that are getting peeled off the mat say, well, if only I had done this, then I would have won. Everyone knows what they're supposed to do. No one goes into it saying, man, I don't know how the hell I'm going to beat this guy.
Yeah, but when you get hit, it's a different story.
Oh, it's a completely different story. Everyone's got a game plan until they get smacked. Then it's like, okay, I got to not get hit and win. Okay, no, that's a lot. Also, you remember our buddy Mike Michaels, who speaks with a very interesting voice. Mighty Mike Carnudis, his pride and joy, is going to be fighting against Harrison Cuello. That's going to be on March 6th in New York City. Mighty Mike Carnudis is 17-2, 9 knockouts. Yeah, I think his nickname is the Greek God.
Yeah, you might have seen him on Showbox. That's when we had Mike Michaels on the last time and talked about Carnudis.
Extremely good fighter. Hot prospect about this time last year. He took a little dip in the popularity pool with his last loss, and I forget who it was against. But I mean, man, 17-2 isn't much worse than 17-1. I mean, it's not like it's worlds difference. I mean, he has one loss. Also on the undercard of that, heavyweight, very very popular heavyweight, Vinny Madelon. That's a really cool fight. Not the least of which just recently up against Mr. Evan Fields.
Yeah.
I'll be talking about Evan Fields here in a second too, with my last story of the night. Last week we were reporting on Malcolm Garrett's boxing card that he had in LaPorte at the LaPorte Civic Auditorium. We call blow by blow for that. You can listen to all those great. Those were outstanding damn fights too.
Yeah.
And we talked all about that. We actually played the tape of the promoter Malcolm Garrett, who we just saw this weekend in the corner of Nikolai Valois.
Yeah, and actually there's some clips of that on the YouTube side. I favored it from another page. It's not the whole fight, but there's some clips from the fight.
Well, every time the big man went to the corner, I mean, you see a hand come out. That's Malcolm Garrett. That's the guy that promoted the fights that we covered the week before.
Yeah.
But we were in the building, and I didn't even mention this last week, and I don't know why. We were in the building of the LaPorte Civic Auditorium for about 3 minutes. And I said, hey, that's Big Lou Savarese over there.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, is he the biggest star of all time? No. No, he isn't. He isn't. Would we love to interview him? Of horse. I'd love to hang out with this guy. This guy would be like hanging out with a mob.
Yeah.
He's very big and very Italian.
I believe he actually played a guy in the
Sopranos.
yeah.
But I mean, look at the guy. He definitely could.
Yeah.
He definitely could. But the second I walk in, I was like, oh my God, that's Lou Savarice. I got to shake his hand. And I went on over there, and he's like, yeah, man, yeah, I'll come on your show. I said, well, you're not in the Chicagoland area. He's like, no, I'm just here for this fight. I'm out of here tomorrow. So I said, well, we'll do it over the phone. He's like, yeah, sure, whatever you want to do. But he was real busy. He was there training a guy, an undefeated prospect. But history doesn't really know what to do with Lou Savarice is the thing. And when we interview him, we'll get down to the bottom of it. But he has wins over Buster Douglas and Lance Mount Whitaker. But then he lost to the super big dogs. Like he beat the people to get to the top tier.
Yeah.
But when he got to the top tier, he doesn't have any huge wins. He lost to George Foreman and to Evan Fields too. And Holyfield, that was only, I believe, a year ago.
Yeah.
So that was an old Holyfield. So
yeah, that's one of the fights that set Holyfield up for his title fight.
Against wasn't it Ibragimov that he just fought?
Yeah, I think
about 6 months ago. So Holyfield still swears he's going to be heavyweight champion of the world someday when he grows up.
I don't know about that. He's about done though, I would think.
He's never done. He's done. He's done when he says he's done.
He's done when he can start selling grills like George.
He's got a grill.
Does he ever?
I'm not even kidding. It's called the Real Deal Grill. He swears it can be. He says since he beat George in the ring, his grill can beat that. I think right now, Holyfield needs to just worry about beating Hulk Hogan's grill, because there's a Hulk Hogan grill and an Evan Fields grill, and then of course the big George Foreman fat reducing knockout grill.
And George knocks them all out.
I think we should just have a battle of the grills. Forget the gloves. Let's just whip grills at each other out in the parking lot and see which one sticks together the longest. Whatever. Timothy Bruce Patterson, let's take our first break of the night. We'll come right back with all the fights that got us through the week, including Kelly Pavic, including Nikolai Valoev, and all the picks that I got right over the weekend.
Yeah,
this is your Bolo Punch.
We'll talk 10 minutes about grills again.
I will not talk about grills anymore. Didn't Motley Crue have a tune? Grills, grills, grills. We'll be right back at you. It's your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance, www.hssp.ccsportsjuice.com.